Welcome back to Overtime here on WOTM. We close out this final segment with a couple of newsworthy elements, one in the NFL and one over in Tokyo at the Olympic Games. We'll start in the NFL. Some news out today that Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers seem to be working on a deal that could actually keep him in Green Bay. If anybody's been following the story, we know that he's been wanting out for a very long time. It started with the NFL draft. He said he wanted out, but it looks like they're going to put together maybe some agreements to make it to where it's a little bit, he's more incentivized to come into camp. Camp actually begins tomorrow, but some of the things in this new little package, so to speak, is they'll void the 2023 season, which is the last year of his contract. He's in for this season, 2021, next year in 2022, and 2023. So voiding the 2023 contract. Also, I have talks with him at the end of this season to talk about what he wants and some of the things that they'll kind of consult him about where the team should go from here on out. And also, the contract will be adjusted with no loss of income for him. And also, the Packers get to keep more cap room as well. So kind of a win-win situation for both. Do you think that's, number one, enough to bring him to camp and get him out of California, maybe stop the retirement talk? And number two, do you think it actually works for the Packers to be able to, get their star quarterback in and give him one more chance to be happy with the team?
Well, I think, there's no secret that, the problems between Rodgers and the Packers, it's like trying to keep secret the problems between J-Lo and A-Rod.
Right.
Now he's back with Affleck. And I think Rodgers really wants out of Green Bay. And unless they do everything unless they concede every point to him, I still think he's going to make more noise and try to get out of there because he doesn't think he can really win there. You've seen last year he came very close, and if he was able to maybe lead them down to one of the touchdowns later in the game where Brady did and he didn't, and after they gave, the Buccaneers gave them a perfect opportunity when Brady really was committing turnovers in the second half of that game, and Rodgers didn't exactly get it done. So I think there was a bad feeling there from both sides.
Right.
Number one, from the Packers because, hey, you had an opportunity, you didn't get it done. And from Rodgers, it was like, well, you guys didn't really give me the players I needed to get the job done. So I don't know if they can get that fixed. And if they can't, I think Rodgers will – look, the retirement talk, people forget. Joe Namath retired in 1969 from an argument he had with the commissioner. Didn't really mean it, but he did because he felt like he had to force his hand. I think that's what Rodgers is doing here. That they're trying to force Green Bay's hands. And if you don't get me out of here, I'm going to retire. Better you get rid of me and get something than get nothing.
Exactly. We'll see how that goes over with them tomorrow, especially tomorrow because they open up training camp. Let's go over to Tokyo now, where some people with Alabama ties are making a big splash over in Tokyo at the Olympic Games. Vincent Hancock from Troy, a Troy graduate, ended up winning the gold in the men's skeet. For the first time, we have a three-time gold medal winner, 2008 and 2012 over in skeet shooting. We also had a member of the shooting team that's actually from Jacksonville State. So he was actually able to win a gold medal in the skeet shooting there. He's not the only one. Zach Apple from Auburn leading men's USA team to the 4x100 relay. Ended up winning gold there. Also, Hayley and McCleney of Mortimer Jordan High School also played softball at the University of Alabama. She and Team USA right now in the gold medal game against Japan. Currently, the team is 5-0, including a win against Japan. That gold medal game comes your way a little bit later this week. Also in is Team USA against France. And I got a question for you. Do you think that the United States should panic now, this coming after an 83-76 loss to France? Now, we know this team is not invincible anymore, but this snaps a 25-game Olympic streak. Should Americans now be a little bit concerned now with Team USA hoops?
Yeah,
it's a big one.
Absolutely. It's not as exciting as those skeet shooting highlights.
Right.
But I think that, come on. You can't lose to France. But I don't think there's much attention really being paid to the basketball team. Overall, I think guys feel like they have to be there rather than – you remember how excited guys were going to be on the team in 2008 after they had lost, and there was this big rally against – getting the gold medal back.
The Redeem team, they call themselves.
I honestly don't think anyone really cares.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, you go to the Olympics, you're not paid. And all these guys could be in Turks and Caicos in the beach or in South Beach, but they're spending their time representing their country, overseas with no fans. There's really not much incentive to go over there and actually play. Actually, exactly. They want a gold medal, but
they do.
I think the world's caught up. Yes,
in
one way they have.
Yes.
Evan Fournier and Rudy Gobert, there's there's real NBA athletes over there. I think the mystique is gone. At Barkley, Jordan, Pippen, they had the mystique of the competitors. Yeah. They don't have it anymore because all these guys see them as teammates and opponents and almost equals, in my opinion. Yeah. Very last thing we'll touch on is the medal count over in Tokyo right now after about 5 days of overall competition and 3 since the opening ceremony. United States right now behind 1 against the host nation in golds, but number 2 overall with 14 gold medals, and that should continue to be good. Well, that's something we'll keep up with periodically as these games go along. I know it's one of the things. It's so many games to keep up with, but so far right now the U.S. delegation seeming to do pretty well.
Who's rocked?
That is Russia. The Russia Olympic Committee. It called themselves the Russia Olympic Committee because they had to kind of divorce themselves from Russia after the whole cheating scandal a few years back. So we'll keep up with that as the games go along in Tokyo. That wraps up our show tonight here on Overtime. We are back tomorrow night with John Holder. We'll see you then. Did I throw you off on time? Oh, perfect.
We all good?
Extra 15 seconds in a good way or bad way?